Not really foraging with Bigfoot right at the moment, but you know, here, foraging. So back from, yay, there's two waiting. Yes. Back from my expedition, which was very, very, mind blowing to say the least. The lessons that I heard, experienced, and now to come back out and relate and have them integrate and try to work it, living from what I was shown, especially when it comes to rewarding, was it? Yes, absolutely. I was shown how to live without, like with any blocks or paradigms. It was just, I've never felt love in. I was allowed to be my most authentic self. Like that was joy. There was just no paradigms, no blocks. I just felt like this love that was straight through my heart, and just like, wow, this is what it's like to live from absolute love, right? Hello, my dear friend. Hello, Oregon Sasquatch Encounter. Welcome. Welcome, Keith and the Vernon 52. So yeah, it was definitely rewarding. And to be able to now go, let's say like I went into that situation at a 10, they showed me a 15. Now it's come back to reality, and I mean not reality, I mean coming back into physical, like into your everyday life and living at that 13, 14, trying to achieve that 15, right? So that's definitely amazing. And then so that experience, I guess that would have been, we got there on the Wednesday, been Friday, Saturday. Hello, Ash. Nice to see you live again. Hello, Thomas, Zach. So we were under the structure, and we was just must have been about 2 o'clock in the afternoon. Went and had a nice dip in the river, and went and decided to place ourselves in this structure. Which, Zach, you were, I guess, there when this structure was found. So we were there from like 2 to when the sun went down. So like 7:30, 8 o'clock is when the sun goes down up here now. So you're sitting there, and it was amazing. Like, it's so hard to comprehend that you can place yourself in, I go into the wilderness and sometimes don't have, these things happen. I'm like, I kind of had doubt with Todd, like, we're really gonna, what's gonna happen here? Like, we've just randomly picked a structure, and we're just gonna sit here. Okay, cool. There is a lot going on in that area. It's just, the thing is, Zach, with that area, I was looking for fresh tree breaks. Like, yeah, it's a couple years to a year old. Anyways, we were there, and I was just like, okay, whatever. And then Todd starts talking to them, and this is where, you guys, like, it blows my mind, because he is so connected, and me, being who I am, and try to comprehend everything that I'm learning on this this adventure of awakening and connecting with Sabe, right? He's like, oh yeah, they're here. Can't you feel them? I'm like, I could feel them, but I didn't. It's just that, are they really there? Like, we're in the middle of nowhere. But yeah, there was 3 of them, and the one standing behind me. Now, everyone's there for their own experience, right? I'm not going to have the exact same experience as Todd's going to have. He has different lessons to learn. He has different things that he has to obviously awaken humanity with, and go with that. Now, sitting there, and I could feel him. And before this happened, you guys, like, I kept on hearing him say, oh, I'll be on your right. Don't turn around and look at me unless you're completely ready to do that, and just sit and feel. So my lessons and my experience were more of a feeling like I can, if I close my eyes, I can feel and see energy. Like even though my eyes are closed, I can still see it. It's really hard to explain. And I was sitting there and I could tell Todd was looking at something. I'm like, is there a Sasquatch there? And all I was, I guess, looking for was confirmation that yes. But he wouldn't give it to me. And I'm like, no. And I just kept going, well, you can turn around. I could see him, feel him, hear him. I'm like, no, I'm not going to turn around. I'm just going to feel the energy. Just feel. And just, I guess, up level on that way that I wanted to do it. And not turn around and get that. I don't need, I guess, that here I am, like physical representation of Sabe. I can feel them and see them on a different level. And so Todd then was going through his own lessons, and he went to go ask me a question, but then he pulled back and he's like, blah blah blah, and I got it. And then the Sasquatch that was standing right behind me was like, knock knock, and I'm like, what? This is really happening? Holy cow! Like, I don't know. Like, it's really hard to comprehend that he is so connected with Sabe. It's like I said, are you the chosen one? I went to camp later that day and I said to Sasquatch Odyssey and Kyle and Richard, I was like, oh no, he's the chosen one. Because like, it's hard to comprehend and explain that. But he says to me, he's going through guidance and he can hear them. And they do. Like, they communicate if you guys are open and listening and ready. They do communicate to each individual in a different way, which was it was just mind-blowing, you guys. Like, yeah. So the web puzzler, hello. But Todd has learned so much. Yeah, and I mean, he's learning. Yes, we are all the chosen ones. Exactly. Exactly. Like, that's why I go, he says that exact same thing when it reflects back to me. Well, you were chosen too. That's why they're doing this for you. It's like they come to us. Like, we don't go out. Well, I don't go out there. Like, a lot of my presence out there is I'm just being. I like going on adventures and following the energy and finding the glyphs and the tree breaks and the structures. Like, that's so amazing. So I do like that, but I'm not going out there going, oh, I'm looking for them. And they come and they play and they interact if they choose to, interact. Vernon 52, I'm interested in how you determine it was 3. Mind speak, I guess. Wow, Todd, talk about rewarding. Absolutely. Because you could hear, because the one behind me, and then you could hear the other 2 shuffling in the bush, and like even the sounds that were coming from them were, I don't even know how to it was some weird sounds. Like, I've never heard that in the bush before. Compared to my other experiences from the physical form of hearing them, like, it was like you have a light and then you have the dark, and it's like they're battling. It was just the lessons. I mean, I have to be mindful of, I can't speak for Todd, and just, he does have mind speak. I don't even, you guys, like, to me, it's like more like he can channel them in a different way. Like he does not sit there and do what people do when they channel extraterrestrials, but it's definitely mind speak and telepathical connection. He does have that more so. Mine's different, and I guess mine is just not to go, how does he do that? It's just, I'm gonna figure out what I'm supposed to up level and do that. So it was definitely very rewarding. Wondering if Bigfoot saw people in the woods playing basketball with a portable hoop and ball. Would they come try it out when everyone left? Could always try that, right? I don't know. Maybe they would, because they'd see everyone having fun, right? Hands out for the touch yet. That's coming, because Todd was talking about that. So again, I just have to trust, no, believe what is happening and what I'm being told. Yeah, it's just integrating for sure. Todd is hyper aware, like most of us. Now, when you say hyper aware, can you give me more of a insight on that, because my perspective could be different than your perspective, and I would like to know what you mean by hyper aware. Each person will have their own unique and special relationship with Sasquatch. Yes. Hey, Royal. The kings of the slam dunk at Bigfoot. Yeah. It's good. Well, maybe they want some play. Maybe, the tree breaks and structures are more of a play. It's entertainment for them, maybe, right? Like, what else are they going to do out there other than forage and hunt and all that kind of stuff? But talk about the big, I guess, pyramid. It's awesome to be here. Thank you, Melanie. It's nice to have you here. So we did find, Zach, the lessons are more important than seeing them. Absolutely, I couldn't agree more. I've came to this realization. If we don't learn mind speak, the human race will struggle in the near future. They see potential in us. Zach, I couldn't agree more. I love your perspectives, and I'm in alignment with them most of the time. All of the time. But yeah. So another cool experience was when we found this huge tree. So I don't even know how to explain this. Okay, so before, must have been when I was out with must have been Kim and Katie. When we stopped at the creek and I wanted him to, there was a tree with 3 sticks, not sticks, but logs going up the tree. And I thought, oh, I want to know if Sasquatch did that. So he couldn't confirm if it was Sasquatch or not. I thought it was very unusual, unnatural behavior of this tree having these logs up. So he noted what things I could look for when I'm looking and picking apart structures to see if this would be something Sabe would do. And lo and behold, this trip, so we were talking about it even on the way out there, about a tree and the 3 logs, or the 4 logs, however it shows up, but it's usually 3. So the tree in the center and then the 3 logs. And lo and behold, this tree, I don't know, is like 400 years old. And there it is, 3 logs. Now, tell me how a log that has been put on the ground and you can see the wear on the log grow up. How did it grow up again? No, it didn't. It was grabbed. I don't even know how they did it, like without destroying trees around them. Shimmied it up and aligned all the points in this structure. It was amazing. And Todd asks, oh, so we were walking away and he goes, oh, what do you think it represents? And I said, I don't know, it's like they're honoring the tree. And sorry, distracted. I'll get to that in a sec. 1 sec, we're in 52. But saw that, he explained it, and I said, oh no, they're honoring the tree. And I asked him to look to see if the logs were pointed in the north, south, east, and west directions. So he goes over there, and the 2 logs were directly north and south. And then the other log was southwest. So the southeast corner or the east corner was open. Oh, that's very interesting. And it's like they were honoring the direction. So again, this is just a puzzle. You're trying to pick it apart. Now I walk over there and I ask if I could receive some of the wisdom of the tree and through the resin. So I grab it and I put it on, and then all of a sudden I put my back to the tree. And if you follow me on Instagram, you see the photo. Oh, well, you probably see it in my video. I'm not sure. When I'm standing there, there's a direct triangle on the tree. Everyone's like, oh my gosh, look at Ashley. She's standing in a triangle. I didn't know, so that's why I asked them to take a picture to look. But yeah, like it was like, I don't know, it felt like a portal / vortex type energy, and it was just powerful. It was a pretty cool experience. Okay. The web puzzler, us humans are all hyper aware on some level. Yeah, and all psychic on some level. Agreed. Todd is more of the former. He gleans data from nature that others don't see. Yeah. I can see this, like that's just, it's pretty cool. I as well now, because he's taught me how to track. It's like anything that's out of place, it's like It's pretty cool. Totally agree with that perspective. Thank you for sharing that. The web puzzler. So the Vernon 52. Todd said you two had about 4 hour experience with them, just you and him together. Was that the experience you started talking to? Yes, at the beginning. Yeah, so it was him and I under that structure. There was a lot that happened. That's the amount that I'll share. Again, with that's where me opening up on like all levels and being able to experience what my true authentic self was without any paradigms. I mean, there was no fear, there was no nothing. I was just, holy cow, this is what love truly feels like. And it's like, this is where you need to, live from consistently. And just with experiencing them behind me, them over on the side of me and stuff, it was an experience. And again, there's just so much more that happened. I don't even know how to explain it or share it with I guess when it'd be easier to share maybe if him and I were together, because then we can see who's comfortable and who's not. Like his own experience is what he's gonna have to share, and my experience is gonna be what I share. But it was an eye opener on so many levels. Things that I already knew, like I know what's happening with the spiritual aspects of it. I know how we need as humans have to come together and spiritually align, like on so many levels. Like what everyone should be working on is aligning to their spirituality, because this is, if we want to, this is so important for our race, you guys. Like human beings, we need to up level. We've been taken from our connection, and that's what they just keep doing, is taking and taking and taking, removing, wanting to. It started with shoes, and it started with cement cities, and it's all of it. Now it's so important for people to get back and connected to nature, consuming it, consuming the nature, which is foraging. Know your berries, and if you can't go out and forage, you can order certain teas and herbal teas, like red clover tea. There's nettle tea that's really high in minerals and stuff. That's so good for you. Like there's things that you can do to bring nature in and infuse it into yourself, right? And this is so important for all of humanity to get back to, so we can step into our light, step into who we truly are, so we can save this world and make it a better experience, because we need to shift. And that's where, again, that's what Todd was talking about. We need to shift. And I think he saw a big part of why we need to shift and what's happening with Sabe. And it's not going to take evidence. We need photos. No, we don't need photos. It's getting back out there. Sabe needs our help as much as we need their help, and it's a discovery. Go in and discover yourself. They'll help you discover yourself, so you can shine even brighter, and we can shine so bright that there might not be any more dark. Become this us, we consciousness, and just thrive, because it can be done. So Zach or Melanie, Todd has so much knowledge too. Learned a lot with his videos. Zach, do you ever watch the sun with your eyes closed? Just curious, because you say you can see energy. Perhaps it will help you enhance your sight. I definitely do close my eyes and have the sun come in. I've never had that intention of, okay, look at the sun with my eyes closed. Like I can, but yeah, that's interesting. I may have to try that. Thank you. It is hard to explain something so deep. Put out what you feel. You are so right. Integrate the spirit into our consciousness. Yes. Perfectly stated there, the web puzzler. Thank you for that. I do that with the sun, Zach. I see strong color changes. So the Vernon 52, now when you say strong color changes, can you see you know, when looking at energy, perhaps like someone's aura, can you see the color of their aura? Is that what brightens out? Like I can see a tree, like here's a tree, but then I can see the aura of the tree. So that's interesting. I will definitely have to take a try on that, Zach. Vernon, you should be grounding and doing breathing while watching the sun. Yeah, the triple effect of such is very strong to connect. Absolutely. Now, again, doing breathing. Now, what kind of breath work, Zach? What kind of breath work would you recommend doing that? Long and deep, or a fire breath, or, you know, alternating nostril breathing? I don't know. I like to do box breathing sometimes just to really get it into, and I don't do the 4-4-4. I do more like the 5. I am a deep breather. Melanie, you're right, Ash. We don't need any more photos. Yeah. Try it. I'll try it. This is the Vernon 52. The time I did that, Zach, I was sitting on a white quartzite seat with my shoes off, and it was amazing. Wow, I bet. I'll try it. Thank you, Zach. It increases the visibility of the aura. Oh, that makes sense. Hi, all from Indiana. Welcome. You can hear the sun when you listen closely. The box breathing. What's box breathing? Okay, sorry. What's box breathing? So it's like inhale, count of 5. So you're inhaling 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, or start it with 4. We'll do 4. And then you inhale, and then you want to hold for 4 seconds. And then 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale for 4. Hold for 4. Inhale for 4. Hold for 4. That would be like a box breathing. Zach, that all depends on what you feel like at the time. I go off of feel most things, including breathing. Okay, well, you're like me. That's why Todd asks. It's like, well, sometimes it's really just which breath. Do I need more rapid, more power and get that, element of the fire in my belly going? That I would do fire breath for that, right? Think of elements: earth, water, air, fire. Master those 4 in space or Akash. Whoops, sorry. Lock that up. Yeah, I like that. So that's what we did on one of the trips, was we honored the elements: earth, water, air, and fire. And that's where, I swear, you guys, they've been giving us glyphs like I've never seen. So it was pretty powerful, that ceremony. You're welcome for that, Melanie. Also, before I went on the trip, I had a friend channel Shaka, I think maybe even Todd maybe talk about it. And just to get some insight with him and how I could maybe connect with Sabe, and he advised or told me. So again, Shaka was the one that got me on this pathway. He sent me down this path of discovery. So that journey is pretty powerful. So he is the one that told me I have 3 individuals working with me. So 2 males and a female, and 1 younger, and he wanted to be called Junior. So, and I feel this to be true just because I've had people say this randomly to me, like, oh, people that are connected, because there's so many people that are connected out there. And they're like, oh yeah, you have 3, and I've been told about a female and a male together. So it was very interesting to have his perspective. I do feel that he is very connected with helping me and my connection with Sabe. Even the parallel reality with what I was finding with the sticks, and then all of a sudden I was parallel to Todd, and they're like, look, you're parallel. Oh, that's like a parallel reality. So what parallel reality are you going to choose? Because they say, and I mean, who is they? I don't know. That we can choose our timelines, at any given moment. And I can see this to be true, because if I choose to go left and I'll go right instead, then that's a shift in that timeline, or that parallel. it's where it's like, oh, having an earning to go this way, and then you go that way and you miss, like, let's say a traffic jam that way. So those are like kind of like parallel realities is what I'm taking. It could be different for everyone. I'm just speaking to how I feel with that. But it was it was interesting to see that and learn that. He then told me other ways that I could connect with Sabe, and I did do some of them. He told me that I could connect by using the trees as a walkie-talkie, and it did work when I first got there. So at that beginning of that video, when I was sitting there that I just put out today, I tried, and when I said, oh, that was a knock knock, I was putting my hand on the tree and using it as a walkie-talkie, like communicating. And then I heard them say, oh, no, talk out loud. So sometimes it's like, well, do you want me to stay silent and talk that way, or do you want me to talk out loud? And they advised me, or advised me, but they said, talk out loud, we want to hear your voice, which I did. And that was pretty cool. The guy, just wanted to see if, there was some interaction that I could get. So, yeah. So I don't know what else happened. The ice bathing was just incredible. That's probably my highlight right there too. Was the ice bathing. I just love that water. It's so cleansing, so cleansing. Zach saying to the web puzzler, I would have to say I am at 70% mastery with fire and air, 90% water, and 30% space. I still have one fear, and that's heights, which makes no sense because I work with heights every day. So amazing. Hello, Julie. I would love to get at Todd's level of mind speak. Well, but how do you know you're not there though, Zach? And maybe it's fake it till you make it. This is what I've been hearing people like, fake it till you make it. I think, when you're mind speaking, Zach, or again, you tell me, don't try so hard and it'll just come to you. Adjust your frequency. When you ask that question, what's the first thing? What's the first thing that comes in? So that's how it works for me. It's that first thing. Or what I find, Zach, is when someone asks a question, it's easier for me to receive the information from spirit for them than it is for me. So that's why when Todd's like, oh, I lost my cell phone deep in the vast wilderness, and I heard and spirit showed me a picture and an image, and I was like, oh, it's here. But see, it was easy because I was open, I was in the flow, I wasn't sitting there asking the question. He asked it, I heard, I was given the message. So I heard, I hear it and I see it, and I gave it to him, right? So Todd said he disagreed that Sasquatch didn't want to be discovered. Todd said he disagreed. Sasquatch didn't want to be discovered. Didn't want to be discovered. So he think, yeah, I know. Well, him and I disagree a lot of the time. Well, I think they don't want a full scientific discovery. Yes, I think Todd is understanding this to keep it to certain people like you and Todd. Absolutely. And I think he's getting this where it's our job, your job, the Vernon 52, or it's not even a job. I don't even use that as a word, but to now bring it to humanity, connect them to the natural world spiritually. That's the thing. It's not, we don't need thermal, we don't need videos. It just bring people out, they interact, they experience the I see people transform. I've never seen people transform just by going into nature like they do. Todd is like a conduit for Sasquatch. People come to him, but I find that it's like Sasquatch touches them, and then somehow they go and get intertwined, and they come out on expedition, and then that's when they open up and go, whoa, this is amazing, and they become connected. But not just connected to Sabe, it's connected to who they are, maybe their heart, they're letting go of that ego, they've been cleansed by the river, and then they go back into the world, into their everyday lives, going, whoa, I'm a different person. Looking at their reality completely different. I find that's just so powerful. That's how you heal, right? You want to be able to see that perspective of your world differently, having that self-awareness. Sometimes you don't have the self-awareness until you get that other lens, right? Changed lens. Oh, that's what was happening. So I definitely I don't need scientific proof. I'm like not any of that kind of stuff. Like it's like I don't know. Like I don't need any of the scientific proof, especially like I've had my own research, even personally in my own life, from the way people eat. You know, doctors, I've seen them not even, I've helped people transform more so than their doctor. And even with my own son, like my oldest, when he had his incident and I saw, this is where I have my big wake up call, when I saw everything was corrupt. Like what? Like they're there for emergencies. I broke my arm. Can you put it back together, please? Like they're not there for wellness. They have no idea. And sorry. I think it's no. The fear is hard to master. It is, and that's where when I didn't have the fear in the middle of the out in the middle of the bush with Todd in that experience, there was no fear. Like when he said, "Oh, you were scared." Well, I jumped because the bird jumped. All of a sudden, it was right there and it flew up. It's like, where'd it come from? It's, I guess that's where it's like you can't have that any type of spring in your body, right? So centered in peace and balance. It only works when I don't try. I understand that. It's just natural to me. The web puzzler Ash is on a roll. We are batteries, but there is more. We can be antennas or transmitters. First, quiet the ego, right, Ash? Yes, absolutely. Quiet the ego. And I mean, the best way to do that is, again, breath. Even practicing with cold, cold therapy. And if you don't have a river, or if that's not available, it's get that ice water, little like a bowl, and stick your head in it first thing in the morning. I love doing that. I got my parents addicted to that. So it's just those things that send you right back into your body. Because look at the ego as a computer program. It's trying to keep you safe. Thanks, ego, mind, for trying to keep me safe, but I've got this, and move forward, right? And it's always conscious breathing is really good for that as well. But yeah, I like that. I like how you said we are batteries, but there's more. We can be antennas and transmitters. Absolutely. 100%. It's our covenant. Yes. Hello. Ziki. Cold therapy is great. Thanks, Ash. You're so welcome, Melanie. I've been doing the cold therapy, and at night I have like a infrared. Oh, oh my gosh, that's a mind blowing. I swear, like it's like I feel my skin thickening up. It's like, that's very interesting. So infrared is pretty cool, and that's where even circulation is so important in our body. And that again, circulation. The best way to get that circulation is to ground the cold therapy going in between the two, right? I have a device, it's called the clapper. It's just a tool that you just slap your skin, right? I know in Qigong, you sit there and you can slap your skin. You're going over meridians because we're covered in meridians all over the body. There's reflexology, right? And even for controlling that ego, it's EFT, emotional freedom technique, like tapping, right? Going through the tap centers. You could even just tap right under the collarbone right there and tap when that ego wants to come in and be like, oh no, don't do that, right? Self-discipline. Meditation is spiritual circulation. Absolutely. I like how you worded spiritual circulation. Thank you, Julie. I don't have a pen to note that. But yeah. And meditation, that's that quiet time. And again, sometimes, walking in the bush is a meditation. It is a form of meditation. You're walking, right? and you're quiet, you're listening to your surroundings. It's falling into your senses. So here again, this is another thing I could help. It's my senses. So we all have those five senses, right? You got touch, which is like a feel. Your hearing, your sound. It's falling into your five senses when you're meditating, and that's when you become completely present in that moment when you're in those five senses. So always catch yourself. Am I in my five senses? What am I hearing? What am I seeing? What am I feeling? Is my, like, I'm sitting on a hard surface, it's hard. Is it hot? Is it warm? It's warm. You know, like, that's even working on your connection to spirit, right? Falling into the five senses. I have been slapping myself for no reason lately after a cold shower. I don't even know why I've been doing it. There's something to it then. Absolutely, there's something to it then. Yes, Zach, there is. Because I'll sometimes sit there and slap my face and be like, what? But I have a clapper, and it's nice. Like, it gets that blood circulating. Like, what's so... Bringing circulation is so important, and that's what so many are lacking, especially when we're disconnected. If we're not grounding in any way, and you're in a city and you're always on, you know, concrete in your shoes, driving, that's creating static in your body as well. So when you slap yourself, you're bringing that circulation right to the skin. And also, there's niacin. If you do niacin and go in like something really hot, I find that's really good too. That really brings out the circulation. The web puzzler, she is right about wellness too. Our healthcare has good intentions, but too torqued by big pharma. Yes, absolutely. I mean, even with, you know, I've healed, helped. I will say put stuff in remission. I won't ever say healed, because you can always activate that if you're not looking after yourself, right? People with rheumatoid arthritis, here you go, this, follow this protocol. And they're like, oh my goodness, thank you so much. Like, that makes my heart so happy when people can get back to themselves and realize that they can heal themselves. Like, oh my gosh, that makes my heart, I love helping people that way. It's my passion for sure. The Vernon 52, you are very special, Ashley. Well, thank you. You too. And I made the comment under Todd's video that you are a catalyst for more and more intimate relationship with them. Together, you guys make a much more balanced team. You know, and I think I appreciate you saying and seeing that. He's starting to see that too. It's definitely, there is a great balance there. And I find even Sabe is teaching both of us that balance, right? Because I think, you know, again, this is going to go for centuries. You got to look at what we're dealing with, even with a light and dark, masculine, feminine, you know, all these different movements that have happened. It's like, let's pull it all, let's stop labeling, and let's find what is true to us beings, you know, us human beings, because we've been so distorted. Everything is so distorted. And if we can just connect back to the natural world, things will start to make sense again. And we can start to go, oh, yeah. So thank you, the Vernon 52. Zach thought I was just a mannequin. Yeah, sure. Removing the veils, seeing, and creating a new world. So much fun. Absolutely. I miss you. I hope I see you next year, Kim. I am usually daily pounding during cleansing. You can use it to disintegrate potential cholesterol building. Pounding during... I'm not okay. People have forgotten what it feels like to feel good. Everyone is overworked. Absolutely. I couldn't agree with you more, Zach. And exhausted. I wish everyone could have 2 weeks refresh period to learn actual health. I saw that light being. He was right here. The actual health to people who are lost. Absolutely. People think, and that's where when I had my business when I was up in northern Alberta, I would create healthy foods, because everyone's like, well, healthy food doesn't taste good. Pardon me, what'd you just say? Do you know who you're talking to? So I would create like amazing stuff, and people from all over northern Alberta would order. I would have my food in like cafes and stuff, because like it was food that tasted amazing but would help people thrive and would help give core nourishing, you know, benefits and immune boosting and all of that. Like, It's so important, and people don't. And it's because they don't have the options. You know, a lot of people don't even know what it's like, for sure. I would love to open up a cafe that has a drive-through so people can stop making silly choices. And you know, even though I think, you know, it's self-discipline. When people go, I'm so busy, well, stop. There's McDonald's. Oh my god, no thank you. Or you can stop at a grocery store and grab some meat, or however you eat. I don't know, you know, this is what I would do, is like an avocados, and then roll that up with some cucumbers. Like, it's so simple, but yet people think it's so complicated. Keep it simple. That was one of the biggest things to the start of fall, was you saw everyone falling. Everyone's getting sick because it's fall. Seasons adjust. It's hot. It's, you know, it's getting cold. It gets hot. It gets cold. Your body is being exposed to different elements. People are closer together now. And it's like, all I could hear was, keep it simple. And even Sasquatch, they keep it simple. Keep it simple. Why do you guys make it so complicated, right? Just keep it simple. And your immune and your digestive system can put it to work when it's simple. Simple. Eat simple foods. It's not complicated. Well, maybe, and it change your mindset if you're believing it's complicated. Look at it differently. Try to flip that view. Zach, good to know. Web puzzler, I didn't know. It was a weird habit. Okay. It's a yoga thing. Absolutely. Yeah. Like, even like standing up and like shaking, right? What do dogs do when they're stressed? They shake. Deers. There's a deer out there yesterday, and he looked at me and he just shook. You could just, all that energy gone, right? Like, boom. Keep pounding. I'm manic. Zach, you are manic. That's why I love you. Zach, priorities have been food, then water, then air. Ooh, see, mine's water. That's my priority, water. I love water. I'm a fish out of water. People go, what's your secret to your youthful appearance? Water. Healthy water, not tap water. I've always said, I'm a fish out of water. I can't live without water. I'm always, like, I have like a huge water jug like that. I was like, what? We're bringing this everywhere. Yep. I love my water. How long can you live without air? 3 minutes. Water, 3 days. Food, 3 weeks. Prioritize based off of the actual need. Absolutely. So that's why it's the breath, right? And long, deep, conscious breathing, for sure. Farmer's market, got veggies and fruit. Sad Guru says that fruit, due to high water content, simply goes through you in 3 to 4 hours. Yeah, absolutely. See, that's why, like with vegetables, I mean, I'll do not carrots. Scratch that. Cucumber, like, I love cucumber because it's just water, but yet you get some other nutritional values to it, and it just goes through your system. Gets the wiggles out. I believe in Bigfoot in down south. Marvin, hello. So yeah, definitely like the water vegetables. And then like, even like, I've even had a coach say, oh, don't eat the vegetables in the ground, like your beets and stuff, because they do have like a higher sugar content. And, you know, sugar, there is a good amount for our body, but also it affects our immune system. Like, our immune system tends to not want to function correctly when we have a lot of sugar in our body. So protein, I find, helps balance. I mean, there's different sources of protein on whatever people choose to use as their protein. Yeah. I'm an aqua Philly too. Water should be at rest and happy. Water can contains emotions. Right, absolutely. So even with like talking to your water, there's devices that, you know, you could just write love. Like, like my water bottle is covered in Bigfoot and yoga, and so we got some medicinal mushrooms. So maybe it's taking those health benefits and putting them in my water bottle. But I mean, it's all energetic, right? Like, for sure. Like, even this black spruce, like, always. How can you connect to nature when you're not in nature? right there, just like that. But talk to your water, just like that moto guy that, you know, I that's all I have playing in the background is frequencies. It's always adjusting the energetics behind what you can't see, right? That's not physical form. Any more experiences from this last trip you can share with us, or do you have to save them for now so they can be put in other videos? No, I mean, nothing. I mean, it wasn't, other than the lessons, the Vernon 52, not much for that, not much. I didn't go up the mountain. It just, there was no way. It wasn't bringing me my highest excitement, and what was happening, you know, on that, just where we go, I'm at peace with that. So is the tree with the three, I'd call it, okay, well, Todd calls it Ashley's triangle. Hello, Logan. Thank you. I am happy as well. Hope all is well. All is great. Hope all is well as with you as well. But no, the structure, the experience when we were there for 4 hours, I think it was longer than 4 hours, with him right behind me. And, oh, I guess the first night we were there with the grunting, or the Sasquatch Odyssey does really good impressions. So if you want to go and watch his video, that'll, I'm sure, will come out. I'm so curious on what's going to happen on that end. So he was there, and it was more like, woo, is what I will say is how I can mimic it. But other than that, it was mostly just the lessons, which are amazing, and getting ready for the next time I get to go out and experience that, because it's definitely a prep for what's to come, which is exciting. And that's where it's like, okay, just be present and allow it to eventually unfold. I could push it, but have to allow that energy and feeling go out. I may or may not go out in a week and a half, maybe at the end of November or beginning of November, I'll go out. We'll see. Seasons are so short. Like, I still want to go out by Swan Lake. Someone said yesterday, or somewhere along the way, said Swan Lake has so much activity, and that's where I love to go camping. And it's before Noordag, but I guess more west of Red Deer, and yeah, that area. It's supposed to be a lot of Sasquatch activity going on in there, and I'd love to go and explore that. I know they've been connecting. I can feel the pull, like, oh, we're right here, actually. We've been here all along. We are 70% water. Master that, and you will be healthy and happy. Absolutely. Lessons are great to hear about. I'm happy for you all. Thank you, the Vernon 52. So, yeah. Any more questions? I think I've touched a base on everything that happened. It was just more, again, the experience. Yeah, no physical evidence that I can provide you guys. And yeah, other than teaching humanity to connect spiritually and all of that is what Sabe definitely wants. So we'll see where that takes us. Winter is coming, and I don't know. We'll see what happens. I did have experience in the snow last year, I guess in the spring, with that trackway that I found. It's not even like I was going out to find them. Are you doing any winter camping? I'd like to. We'll see how much snow we get. I believe that we're going to have a mild winter, which would be fantastic. I'm good with that, because then it's easier to get out in the bush and do things. What is your opinion on spinning water to make it have it charged. Yes, if you want to use an actual silver spoon, Zach, that'd be great because then it's like you're structuring it, right? And I've done that. Are you in your trailer? Yeah, sure am. Live off grid, right? But what else? Yeah, camping possibly. I will definitely go out into the area. It might be more of a just hike. Oh yes, please, winter camping. Yeah. Yeah. I guess that's why we cold dip, right? To get ready for the cold. So I guess it's just your mind. I can change it and be like, yeah, okay. So possibly if the snow is minimal, I could see myself getting out. I like tent camping in the winter too. I find it if there's a coat of snow, it is warm. So we'll see. I definitely can't go out to the research site. I think there would be way too much snow. But I'd say about 20 minutes from where I live, I do have interaction with those guys. And the funny thing is that valley is aligned. So if I was a crow, I'd be able to go and fly and take like 15 minutes to get to the research site instead of going all the way around. I live in that valley that is connected to Radium Sasquatch. I will build an igloo. I'm crazy enough. Well, yeah, I do too if there's enough snow, right? Yeah, I'm crazy enough too. So we'll just make a giant one, Zach, and go out by Swan Hill. Nope, Swan Lake. Thanks, Ash, Todd, and Sabe. Learned so much through you three. Cold dipping on the agenda. Yay, Web Puzzler. Let us know how that goes for you. Even if you want to start out with your face, start it with your forearms, just your hands, and work up from there. That is definitely beneficial to getting used to the cold instead of shocking your body. But yeah, so that will definitely look at doing. Trying to prep where I want to kind of locate myself in that. Did you say you didn't make it up to Radium? Danger of the trail or something else? It was free, like it was cold at night, and even Jason was. So no, I didn't make it up. I chose not to go up to Radium. I could have. I just didn't want to push myself. I had no desire to do that and freeze my butt off for what purpose? I just no, thank you. So I'll look at doing that in the middle of summer when it's warm. Even Jason, he was covered in frost. It was raining. It was snowing. It was frosting. Like that to me is just no. I don't think so. Need a helicopter jet pack flying car. Well, exactly. It'll happen, right? We should plan a winter trip. That would make some good content for the viewers to see Canada, right? Absolutely. I totally agree with you, Zach. See how amazing Canada is, even when it's winter, because it's not like it's totally an igloo up here, right? But yeah, so no Radium, stayed down. More of the calling was down. It was just too cold. So I'll plan on doing it next summer. And if that's by myself, I think that Todd's like, nope, you're not going by yourself. But I'm like, well, if it's a spiritual animal ritual to go up there and you have to be by yourself, then I don't know. You may have to allow that to happen. I get, I don't know. But it wasn't calling to me. So we'll see. I had the choice to go up top to Radium 2 with Kyle, but he didn't have good winter gear. So I know Kyle would be hugging me all night up there. Exactly. You guys, it was freezing cold. It was so cold. When I look at Jason in his bag and how he's like, it was freezing cold. The fire would go out and he would sit there and freeze. Like, that's not fun. No, not for me. Maybe for males. But for Ashley, no thank you. No. You think Bigfoot is still active in the winter? Oh, it depends on which area. I think so. I've had so many people in the area that I live say, oh my gosh, there was a Bigfoot here and there was tracks. They didn't continue to follow the tracks because it went into the guy's land. What? Okay, I would have followed them, or I would have went to the guy's house and said, there's some tracks I'd like to follow. Can I follow them? But I found my set of amazing trackways in the winter. So I think they do move around. It might be more minimal, movement compared to what we get in the winter, in the summer. Yeti exists for a reason. Yes, exactly, right? The Vernon 52, I'm getting that they want you to go there. Really? Are you? His is coming through pretty strongly. It has to do with the rock energy up there. Ooh. Very interesting that you say that. And that, when I feel into that, that was like, ooh. So I'll have to then, I guess, do that right in the middle of summer, right when it's nice and warm, so I can manage the nighttime. Ashley does not have to go up radium to have her spiritual animal ritual. I'm sure they will come to her. I feel that too. I do feel that to be true. Are they gonna treat like the exactly? So I'll go for that. More searches should be done in winter. Right, and I mean, I'll definitely go and do what I can do for the winter in the right area, and that's where I was looking. I've been, I guess, prepping for where I can have a location in this general area, right in alignment with the radium Sasquatch. So, there is a connection there because I can feel it. I did the first time I went out on expedition, and I was coming back, and I was like, holy cow. And I remember sitting in Todd's car as he was driving me home going, this valley is connected to where I just came from, and is connected to those Sasquatch. Wow. Like, it's, you guys, it's just a hop, skip, and a jump away. Like, it's amazing. So definitely gonna look at my spot and go out from there. They do shut down the road right where I go in, so you can always just snowmobile in and set up to your camp, right? So that's an option, or quad, whichever. Ashley will make it up next year. I feel like her spirit animal is a goat. Whatever, it's a goat. And her name will be Billy for a day. Funny. I am the queen of hide and seek. Yeah. Well, who's hiding and seeking? I don't know. I go hide and they come seek me, so it goes both ways, right? They're definitely masters. Well, and then that's not even just them as an individual. It's them playing games with you. When they took that structure's head and they hit it, hide and seek, they're hiding it. Go find it in this big wilderness area. Like, that was mind-blowing. So they play games. They're the best hide and seek individuals for sure, but they mimic that game with even structures, like, but it is necessary to go to certain places on this earth to get empowered by the crystal energy vortex power of the area. You have to go to the actual area. Thank you, Vernon 52, for that. Hello, Darren. Nice to see you here. All is well, thank you. I hope all is well with you and your lady. But yeah, so okay, well, you twisted my arms, you guys. I will go up next summer. That's when it's warm. So until then, no mountain climbing until then. Sabe is searching for Ashley. Yeah, like, Kim, you're on point. Like, that's what Todd says too. Like, yep, they are. And he told me that they thought they lost me. Like, this is where you have to, like, trust, no believe what's coming through when people are connected. And he told me, like, I always felt like when they showed me that, or he was saying that, no, you've been connected. And I remember just always feeling like I was being watched when I was out in the wilderness. Like, I spent a great deal of time in the wilderness. My family was amazing. They took me camping all the time. We were always fishing, hiking, exploring. And, you know, I felt like things were watching me. And more so, did I see weird things? I think I did. You know, like, it's amazing. Darren, I am out in the central Alberta forest, 2 prints, 6-inch located. Yay, Darren. I'm so happy. Yeah, you have beautiful land. You're in an amazing location for sure. You're lucky. Happy for you, because that's amazing. The energy at the top of the mountains is insane. Right. So when I went up, so instead of going up like last year 2021, when I went to the top of the mountain, I didn't go up the goat trail to where they sleep, but I went to the top, and when I felt that energy, it was like profound. I have never felt anything like it. I was like, whoosh, holy cow, this is amazing. And I just was like totally shocked, because I have never felt anything like it. Wasn't even attracted to the mountains. I've grown up down in this area, and I was never a mountain person. But when I climbed that mountain, and it was like a big wave of energy, and I knew, like, that's where I felt that this valley was connected to where I live right now. And it was just a big vast of energy. So I get how you're saying that there's a different energy up there. I believe it's the water flow within the mountain giving the ground a charge. The higher you get, the more the charge connection. I love that perspective, Zach. Thank you. I can see that. That's awesome. I love that. Yay, she's gonna go. The Sasquatch are doing a dance right now. Right? For sure. I mean, I can get up there. That's not the issue. It's just the cold, right? And it's just, I'll just prep. So I feel you should go alone on that hike, though. You ought to go alone on that hike. Well, and that's what I was saying to Todd. I was like, well, maybe that, since what happened to Jason, I thought, well, maybe I'm supposed to go alone and have that experience for sure. But I don't even know the trail. He'd probably have to show me. So I don't know how that would go. Like, I can get up to where he's taken me before, but beyond that is, I have no idea how to even, where I'd go. And unless he takes me there and then goes back and camps at the lower part of the mountain. I don't know. No, not alone. Maybe with Todd. Yeah, okay. I feel more comfortable with that. Then when I have that comfortness, it's easier for me to open up and receive and allow things to come through, for sure. So, and that could just be, a 2-day thing. By the way, look up What Another World for Blue Kachina from the Hopi. It makes say Sasquatch. It may say interesting. Well, when you gave me that book and I opened up to the sacred, yeah, I knew you meant May. Follow your gut. I will follow my gut. Thank you. Thank you for your perspectives and your advice. Appreciate it. But yeah, when I looked up the sacred language or whatever I sent you, it was like, whoa, yeah, for sure. That was cool. So I will definitely look at that. I looked at the book before I went. I'm like, should I bring this on the live and talk about it? So I appreciate that book so far. And thank you for bringing that to my attention, Zach. Take a weapon if you go by yourself. Absolutely. Do the team thing with just you and Todd. Yeah. Yeah, for sure. Just him and I. I feel that there's certain things that need to happen with that type of team, and when it's just a different experience, for sure. So have that. Take it out for next summer, maybe even before summer starts, right after. No, because the snow might, depending on how fast the snow melted, a lot slower this year than it did any other year. So we'll see. Maybe it'll be earlier than the middle of summer. I love it when they are together too. More will happen that way. Yeah, I believe that more will happen that way, for sure. That's what I feel too, and it's a lot of what I see when we're out there, when we're together. That there's a lot more that seems to happen, because it's pretty quiet, and then all of a sudden you come around and it's like, oh, they're here, they're active, and it's a different energy. Everyone has their own energy, and everyone's here to learn their own experience, right? And I do find, that audio recordings and stuff will affect your experience. And that is too bad, especially when, you know, let's say you're out there and you want that full on experience, and another person is bringing that audio to record. It's not something I enjoy. I like just having it all out there. And if you have your phone in your pocket and they guide you to using it for some strange reason, then I think you would feel that flow. Most of the time, what I hear from people as well is when you have that and then all of a sudden you're thrown into that experience, you forget about everything and go, oh, I'm going to do this experience. Oh my gosh, that's Sasquatch over there. Oh my gosh, this is what's happening. And you're not even thinking about anything else other than you're in that moment. You are absolutely present with everything that's going on. And if you're all of a sudden going, oh, I'm going to get my phone and record this, well, you're then out at the moment and it's going to be gone before you even get it, you know, recorded or however. So, yeah. Anyways. Thank you everyone for being here. I'm supposed to possibly do a live tomorrow morning at 11:30 Mountain Time. It won't really be, it might, who knows where it'll go, but I just want to have a live chat with an individual talking about the Christ consciousness and like the Yeshua energy, not as an individual, but like as an energy, and what Sabe comes from as the same, with the love and what they're showing me and what's teaching me, and how you can live from that unconditional love, and that's being in that so-called, we want to label it as a Christ consciousness or Yeshua or whatever, but it'll be along those things. I thought it would be interesting to get a different perspective on energy that way when I feel so passionate about Sabe and what they're teaching me and what they want to do for humanity and help them, you know, up level and get to and all of that. So if you're around, hop on, ask some questions. Have you ever taken out some herbal oils to bring some sense to Sabe? Perhaps they like certain smells. Well, the first time I went out on expedition, I was always covered in smells, and we got a lot of interactions, so maybe that's what it was. I always have my oils, like I'm always covered in oils. People are always bugging me because they can smell me, but they're natural, like black spruce, like this is black spruce, cedar. I do like my other, like my On Guard that has more of like the cloves and stuff. Where did the term Sabe come from? It's a native term. It just resonates with when I say Sabe more than, it's just a resonation. So it was from this here, the Blackfoot, they call Sabe. So it's like truth and honesty, complete transparency type of thing. So that's where it comes from here. So just, I guess it's just like, you know, every group is going to have a different name. There's that other name that, Wunga or whatever. I don't know how to pronounce it. And a lot of people like that, but I've never heard that other than when Todd says it. It doesn't resonate when so with Sabe, like even saying it, where does it, Sabe, like it comes from my heart more than Sasquatch. Seems like it comes more from my throat chakra. And even Bigfoot, like I like Bigfoot, it's nice, but sometimes it doesn't feel in alignment. So it comes from Aboriginals around this part of Alberta. I will buy beard oil from you if you make it. Okay, Zach, I can, yeah, I have some. Cool. Ash, do you have any native in you? As far as I know, no. And I've like went back and I've looked. I've had other family members go and look. Like, nope. Solar eclipse this Sunday. Yes, and it's supposed to be a powerful one. So make sure we're all moving in the proactive. Whatever, you know, if you want healthy habits, like this is where you want to start. Like, and healthy, I mean cold dipping. Start cold dipping. Start drinking that lemon water in the morning. Start that fasting. Start grounding. Holding a tree, hugging a tree. Even putting your back to the tree will connect your heart chakra and allow that that trauma to fall into the earth and ask, you know, always, it's nice to always ask. Like, everything's here to help us, right? Up level. So, yep. From the source, blessings, blessings from the source. So, thank you all for being here. It's great having this interaction. Always love seeing you guys and interacting with you. Again, tomorrow morning, if you choose to join us. If not, you'll see a replay if that happens. So again, till, I don't know, I have been having inspiration to just hop on. So if I'm out in the bush this weekend, maybe I'll hop on for a live. But yeah, until next Thursday, you guys all take care and have a great evening. Thank you so much for being here.